Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 48 of Boutique Talk. My name is Jake, and today I'm going to go a little bit more off the cuff. Normally, I talk about somebody else's physical media journey. Tonight, I'm going to talk about a little bit of my own physical media journey, particularly how I was able to get a special feature onto this amazing box set for Alex Winter's Freaked. Very, very humbling experience. I never see how special features get made. I never see, of course, special features are talking about how movies get made, but I never see how like the actual magic sauce is made to get special features crammed onto a release like this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I got my start doing this, how I got the opportunity to do so, how I crafted the video essay that I did for Freaked. It's about cult movies and their second life on physical media. And yeah, I guess I should kind of just get started. I've been working with Umbrella on a promotional side of things for, I think it's 3.5 years now. It's close to 4, but I have been big fans of Umbrella for a very long time. And it wasn't really until the Super Mario Brothers big beefy box set that came out a couple years ago that they really got on the map. And that was their kind of stamp of approval and knocking down the door and letting really a lot of collectors, physical media collectors, know we're a big boy here. Okay. We've come to play. And I think that really put them on the map. And they continue to put out great, amazing box sets like this. And Freaked is a movie that has not been out on physical media in so long. The fact that it has an amazing box set like this in 4K is just so freaking cool to me. And I learned that they were making this release back in January of this year. That's when I got in contact with Umbrella's team that makes the special features for their content. And they sent me over a list of projects that they were working on that they needed help making more things for. So one of the ones that was on the list was Freaked. And I was excited about that because I knew that the community, the physical media community, wanted another release of this movie badly. It's been out of print for so long. It had a DVD, it had an overseas Blu-ray, but overall, like, people who have wanted to watch this movie have not had a great way to do so. So the fact that this movie came out in 4K no less is just amazing to me. And as soon as I saw that Freaked was coming out, my mind started going like, okay, how can I kind of help out with this project? And my mind went to, hey, Freaked is a cult movie. Why is it that some movies kind of crash and burn at the box office and come around and have a second life because of physical media, and now they've kind of grown to cult status? So that's where I kind of went with it. This comes with a 4K, a Blu-ray with the movie, and a Blu-ray with just special features. When I talked about wanting to help out with this release, I had no idea the amount of special features that were going to be on this set. An absolute crap ton of special features are already on here with friend of the podcast, Justin Beam. I've had him on to talk about how he has crafted special features. He did a lot of great work putting together a bunch of archival footage that Alex Winter kind of had, and a new interview with Alex Winter and a lot of people from the cast of this movie. So this third Blu-ray disc is chock full of all of his new and archival special features. Some of the behind the scenes footage is on disc 2 right here, and that's also where you can find my special feature as well. It's like the last. I'm kind of hidden in here, but the fact that I am on here at all is very, very humbling. So I've got background making videos anyway for YouTube. So I pitched my case. I pitched what my thought would be on a video essay, because I love having video essays on my physical media. I love interviews as well, don't get me wrong, but there's something about seeing somebody's take and having like an exclusive video you can only watch on a release that I really, really enjoy. So the fact that I was able to craft something and put it on a release like this bucket list, like completely marked off. It's the best. They also liked the idea. They said, okay, I like what you have here. Go and make a first draft. Come back to us once that's done. So it took me about 2.5, 3 weeks to put everything together. My first draft was about 15 minutes long, talking about numerous films. I talk about my favorite movie of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. I talk about another one of my, not even a guilty pleasure movie, just one of my favorite movies, and that would be Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I talked about one other film, and then I talked about Freaked. And it was 15 minutes long. They liked what I had to say on that, but they kind of wanted me to talk a little bit more about Freaked, because that was, out of all the movies, I put that one third. I didn't have an intro that talked about Freaked, and they wanted me to kind of pump that up a little bit more, which made sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place, but it's a Freaked physical media release. Why not say, isn't it crazy? Like my idea was, oh yeah, duh, this is duh. Why did I not think of that in the first place? So I said it's crazy that this movie is finally getting a 4K, and kind of talking about how it crashed and burned at the box office, made literally like no money, less than $1 million at the box office, and now it's grown cult status. Did that for a bunch of other movies. Took one other movie reference out that I talked about, because after putting in my first draft and learning about how many special features were on this release, I could only really have a special feature, a video essay, that was about 12 minutes long. Anything longer, it wouldn't physically fit on the disc, which I think is so cool that it's so jam-packed that I had to kind of think outside the box and think of a more constrained way to visualize my thoughts, and kind of compact them into what is now pressed on the disc. There were 4 different edits of this video essay that I did, and it took a lot longer than I anticipated too. It also doesn't help that when I edit this stuff, I edit it on my phone. I edit everything that I do on my phone. I don't have a great setup here. Like when I'm going live, I have a laptop, but I don't like editing on the laptop. I like to be on the go. I have my phone. Of course, everybody has their phone everywhere. So whenever I have a free second, whether that be like on a break from work or when I'm out and about with the kids while they're at practice or something, I like to pull out my phone, start editing away on stuff. Pros and cons to that. Pros, it's in my phone at all times, my pocket. I'm never anywhere without my phone. But there's also not an easy way to like attach different visual files. There were so many different layers of when I was editing this that when I had to change and I had to cut some things and move some things around, it was a very tedious task to go and actually make sure that everything was set up the way that it was supposed to. It took a heck of a lot longer than I was initially anticipating. And yeah, hours upon hours. But yeah, it's on the disc. I am so happy that it is here. It also comes with a big thick boy booklet talking about behind the scenes art, essays. You can currently find this still at themovieroom.com, and you can use my discount code SteelBook10 to save 10%. You can also go to Umbrella's website itself and use my discount code SteelBook15 to save 15% over there. That more or less just takes care of the shipping overseas. But yeah, I love how they had a great essay in here about the Idiot Box itself. I'd never heard of the Idiot Box. It was a little bit before my MTV time. So hearing how he made this show, and this movie is pretty much just like an extension of his ideas in the Idiot Box, the same type of mindset that when he made the Idiot Box, it kind of morphed into what Freak ended up turning into. Also comes with a comic book, which is so cool. I had no idea that this comic book existed. And this is why I love Umbrellas, because they put in cool physical goodies like this that think a little bit outside the box. Sure, you also have, there's also stickers, which you do not get with a lot of these releases. So very, very cool stuff. A poster, which is actually made out of like poster material. And then there is the script, the shooting script right here. There's a lot of goodies to be had in the big collector set. But you can also get this bad boy over just in the standard slip, which is also perfectly fine. And it has my video essay. So I'm still over the moon that I was able to be a part of this. And in fact, this is not the last time you'll see me on an Umbrella release. Another episode of Boutique Talk that I will do is talk about the insanity that has been the Dirties. It just got announced by Umbrella yesterday, so I can actually go and talk about it a little bit. I won't go into super detail until it's already out, but I'm doing a lot more than just a video essay on that release. And I don't know how much I can say. I guess I said in a story post that I'm a producer on that one. That has also been a dream that I had no idea I'd actually be able to get done. But yeah, it happened. And I would not be able to be in this situation, this circumstance, this opportunity, if it wasn't for everybody watching here, if it wasn't for my social media presence and people liking the videos that I make. And one of my goals as a producer for physical media is to try and get as many other blue tubers, content creators in the physical media space, get their contributions to these releases as well, because I really do think that there's an audience for it. And if people already have a passion like I have a passion about physical media, why not get those people actually put on disc? So I can't say a lot right now, but just know that I think that my passion for physical media kind of shines through on what I put out. And I am going as overboard as possible with this Dirties release, because I know that this is another movie that has never had a true physical media release. There's been a DVD release that Matt Johnson, the director, and his group put out via like Kickstarter, via like a fundraiser event. And then there was a Blu-ray that kind of had that as well, but still like pressing it themselves, making everything. Like there's so much that I can tell you right now that I wish I could. Just know that it's a big deal, not only to me, not only to Umbrella, but to Matt Johnson and company too, that this movie is finally getting a proper release. And that's been the most exciting thing, to see how excited they are, to see like, oh dang, okay. It's good to know that people actually care about this. And I love that I'm getting the opportunity to show my love, and hopefully that shines through on the disc. But Freaked was just such a fun opportunity to go and dip my toe into these waters of making physical media special features. Like it's still surreal. Like I'm looking at the box and I'm like, I can't believe I'm on that, because it's so cool looking. I've always been a fan of Umbrella, and I want to continue this special feature realm, making it for as many different companies as humanly possible, because I want to share my thoughts and opinions and insight and hard work and dedication to each and every project that I possibly can. Movies that I care deeply about, and I know that other collectors have the same mindset. It's such a cool thing. It's such a cool way to think about things. I'm hoping that people that are watching this will write in some comments and questions, because I really didn't have anything too much to talk here. I wanted to talk a little bit about my time in making and crafting. And if anybody had questions about that process, I could go and talk about those as well. I'm also doing like a different live stream. It's over on many different platforms. There's Facebook, there's Twitch, there's YouTube, but there's also YouTube on like a vertical level as well as a horizontal. So you can, like, if you're watching on your phone, it'd be an easier experience to watch while you're live streaming. Very, very weird. I don't know how well it's going on or not, but this is more or less kind of like a test bed to see if people are interested in this content, because I have always wanted to know how the sausage is made when it comes to special features, and it's just it's cool. I like it. Now that I know a little bit more, there's so much that goes into it, and there's so much love and passion, and it's cool to be a part of that the team. Like, and I'm more or less like freelancing stuff, because I'm not part of Umbrella. I'm just producing some of their projects. It's cool. I'm really jealous of Justin Beam being able to interview Alex Winter on this stuff. That must have been the best, because the the quality of film that he used to film that interview looks very, very nice. The interview that was just on the disc is like 45 minutes, and I don't know how much longer the conversation lasted when the cameras weren't rolling, or what was cut and edited out. Just a lot of cool stuff in that Freaked release. The 4K also looks mighty, mighty nice. It's just awesome to see a list of movies that a company is working on, and seeing one, falling in love with that, wanting to help out with that release, and seeing it get like all the way stretched out to 11 months later and it's here. It was one thing when it got announced to the public, and the kind of the mad yay, like the roar of the virtual audience in the comments was awesome. So to now finally see it out, and this box set looks amazing. Like, I feel like I'm just word vomiting at this point, but it's still a surreal experience overall. It's one of the coolest things ever, and I'm very humbled to have the experience. It's been the best. I also gave them a list, like of passion project movies that I would love to see get a physical media box set release from Umbrella. I don't know if any of those are going to come to fruition, but if they are, they said they're working on a few that were on the list. It'd be the best. It would be the absolute best, people. But yeah, that was a little bit about my time with Umbrella on Freaked, and I can talk about the dirties. There's another project that I cannot talk about because it has not been announced yet, but there were the evolution of like what I worked on to what it ended up being is wild, and I can't wait to talk about that story either. I am still working on, like, even though the dirties has been announced physically, I'm still at work on that project right now. Like, I just interviewed somebody about it literally yesterday, filmed everything, got the footage back today, looks great. Still ironing out some things, like when I'm on this live stream being texted by one of the people that I interviewed, trying to make sure that everything is as good to the public as possible. Everything kind of matches up with what the creative team, like the director, the producer, what they have in mind for a physical media release. We're also trying to go above and beyond and give some cool goodies in this release as well. So should be fun. Can't say a lot until it's announced, which is hard, biting my tongue on a lot of stuff. And I can't wait to talk about it later. But I'm very excited to see people get their hands on the dirties, because if you don't know, Matt Johnson, the movie he's probably most famous for right now is Blackberry. That was my favorite movie of when it came out in 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. And that's where I fell in love with Matt Johnson. So going into his back catalog and watching Operation Avalanche and The Dirties and Nirvana, the band, the show, and how that show has now a movie that's coming out next year. It's surreal. It's awesome. Interviewing Matt Johnson was pretty dang cool. But again, I can't talk about anybody else that I've done, but Umbrella put out a social media post that talked about this is coming out. Matt Johnson is involved. So I can talk about that process. And that was so surreal. But again, I will talk a little bit more about that in a future boutique talk. And speaking of boutique talk, we are almost at 50 episodes, and they're kind of sporadic. They're kind of all over the place. I really like talking about physical media and all of the great boutique labels that are out there. If you have ideas for people that you'd want me to have on as guests, let me know. I still have a wish list myself that I just haven't reached out to yet, but a lot of people that I've wanted to have on here have said yes, have wanted to talk either about their experience or one of their favorite physical media boutique releases. So this has been fun to do. I wish I had more free time to do it more frequently, but life is crazy and I get too many packages as you guys probably already know. I'm literally staring at seven packages that are right behind this camera right here. So I don't think this episode's going to be too much longer because I got to film that stuff, those goodies. This is more of just like a tidbit letting you know that Freaked is out. They made 10,000 copies of this box set right here, which is wild to me. It's I love it. And I'm very happy because normally these box sets get a pressing of like 1,000 copies, 1,500 copies. I've seen 2,500. 10,000. They've really only done to a handful of movies, so they must have a lot of faith that a lot of people will want to get Freaked in their hands. It's also future proofing with, I would say, normally the movies that get the most amount of pressings from Umbrella are 4Ks, which makes sense. They're probably not going to have a better resolution come out there, so why not press a lot of the ones that you just made to get a little bit of cheaper cost when you print them. But I think that's everything that I really had today. I've got to I've got to film more stuff. So thanks for watching this very, very short live stream. And until next time, I'll see you.